Yes, 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 yes. Did I mention fuck yes? Sakura is the mother. No more debating, folks. Karin is the one that delivered her, so that means that she was down there between Sakura's legs and pulled her head out of her vagina. Yes, I am so happy for Sakura. She deserves this, man. It's official. Kishimoto has stopped shitting on Sakura. Except for one part in this chapter. I'll get to that in a second. But the hair that we all thought was a hair was an umbilical cord, and apparently in Japan they keep the umbilical cord, and this is kind of a thing. So Karin kept the umbilical cord to Sasuke's child, and she gave Sarada glasses. And I love how Karin pretty much snaps on Suigetsu, pretty much says, "You dumbass." I mean, of course it's Suigetsu we're talking about, but she says connections come in many forms. I just want Sasuke to be happy. And thumbs up for her actually growing up and figuring out that Sasuke wants some of that Harino P. Kishimoto kind of shit on Sakura. It wasn't really that big. Like, there were more positive things throughout this series, throughout the Naruto Gaiden series, than, you know, her being fucked up or whatever. When Sarada hugged her dad goodbye and he did the finger tap to the forehead, it was a very touching moment. And Sakura was like, "Yeah, my turn." And Sasuke just says, "Bye, see you later." She got no hug, no kiss, no nothing. But I think that's part of Sasuke's, you know, way of showing feelings, because that's kind of how Itachi was to him. So I'm pretty sure he's going to tear that ass up when he gets back. And I absolutely adore Chocho's reaction when she sees Choji skinny. She's like, "Are you my dad?" And then he's like, "Well, yeah, of course." And then she's like, "Oh my god, train me right now. I want to be skinny too." So that's her only motivation, is to lose weight. But hey, at least it's motivation. The fact that Naruto is still so naive, he says to Choji, "She's been looking for you for a while." And everybody's like, huh? Like, I don't understand Naruto sometimes, but you gotta love him. But without a doubt, my inbox is blowing the hell up with Sarada stating she wants to be the Hokage. But in my opinion, it's not such a bad thing. A lot of people are hating on it because it's like every kid wants to be Hokage. But obviously Boruto doesn't. But before I get to that, I've always wanted to see another female Hokage. And also, I've wanted to see an Uchiha Hokage. But she can honestly give us best of both worlds. And just how Sasuke said, "I'll see you later." And, you know, her wanting to be Hokage and a whole bunch of other things in this chapter make me think that there is going to be a continuation of Naruto, because Kishimoto kind of hints that we're going to get more, we're going to see more from these characters and them growing up. But my favorite part, honestly, of when Sarada says she wants to be Hokage is Boruto's reaction. He's like, fuck Hokages, man. Just being Hokage is ridiculous. So I think this right here is what's going to pop off their rivalry, because Sarada's like, you know, Hokages are awesome, I want to be one, blah, blah, blah. Whereas Boruto's like, Hokage are stupid, my dad is one. If you grow up and if you really do become Hokage, you may not have time for me, just like my dad doesn't have time for me, or something like that, because it's obvious Boruto is angry as hell at his dad, but he still loves him. And it's obvious that he loves him because he was so happy that Sarada delivered that lunch to Naruto. But, I mean, it has to be kind of complicated for Boruto, although he needs to calm down, because there are many people in this series who have had rougher upbringings than him, especially Naruto. And this chapter shows us the reason why Naruto is Hokage. I mean, granted, he didn't really do much, but what he did was amazing, and it just shows me this guy can still whoop some ass if he really wanted to. That scene where he blocked that humongous shuriken and looked Shin directly in the eye, activated his QB eyes, and said, "Bitch, calm the fuck down right now." And Shin was so damn intimidated that that huge Kurama behind Naruto just made a Shin shaking his knees. That was an epic scene. I really hope that part gets animated, because that's the most badass thing we've seen Naruto do in a while. I mean, Naruto could have passed for a villain at that part, but I'm glad Shin bowed down, because if he didn't, Naruto would have just demolished him just to look in Naruto's face. But I am glad that, you know, he's sticking to his thing. He's trying to settle things with non-violence. He just scared the shit out of Shin. They were like, "Oh, I'm not fucking with this guy. We're done. I love how Sasuke's like, you're too soft. Let's kill these poor sons of bitches. And Kabuto, for the first time in years, we see this guy. He looks exactly the same. And it's kind of funny how he's stuck in his Snake Sage mode. He looks like Orochimaru used to back in part 1 in Shippuden. And it seems like he's finally found his brother and they're running an orphanage together, which is awesome. And he takes all the shins in, which is pretty dope. It's sad to see 2 Naruto related manga end within like 365 days. Like within a year's time, we've had to say goodbye to 2 epic Naruto series. Of course, the original one and Naruto Gaiden. In this chapter, I was actually kind of confused how they would wrap this up, but they did it pretty damn good in my opinion. They ended off with that family portrait of Sasuke, Sarada, and Sakura. And it also left off on a note where like Boruto's attitude is like his main thing right now to kind of get us hyped for the Boruto movie. And it just did everything right in my opinion. And it was nice to see Sasuke, Sarada, and Sakura have dinner before he left again. So, I mean, it was just a real happy ending. And like I said, it tied up most of the things. But, of course, the Kaguya thing is still a big mystery. That'll be solved in the Boruto movie. But, like I said, this is probably just to get us hype and to show us Sarada's side. Because from the Boruto movie onward, like if there is another short manga or anything after this, it's probably going to be centered around Boruto. The warm fuzzies everywhere. That's pretty much it. It just kind of wrapped up the Shin story and like previewing the Boruto movie. But I can't wait to see that, man. Boruto is a prodigy. He looks like a living legend. He is Jesus. Naruto's God, so that makes Boruto Jesus. Tell me what you think about Sarada saying that she wants to be Hokage. I think it's pretty awesome that the Wheel of Fire is still alive and we still have these young kids wanting to be Hokage. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, Naruto, that was his dream since the first episode, and someone else is looking up at him, you know, the child that we grew up with who is now Hokage, wanting to be in his shoes. I think that's pretty damn cool. Like, it's like we grew up with Naruto. But anyway, tell me what you guys think. This has been jbDAuchiha. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.